So big breaking news this morning, completely unexpected. We just heard that Tesla has signed a $100 million deal with BP, one of the largest oil and gas companies in the world. As part of BP Pulse's plan to invest $1 billion in charging stations across the US, they've just bought $100 million of Tesla's ultra-fast superchargers to be rolled out as soon as 2024. So today we have Larry Goldberg. He has done a deep dive on superchargers. I wanted to ask him more about what this means. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you, Herbert.
So Larry is a multi-entrepreneur, and he's an investor in Tesla, of course, and many other companies. So let's go and take a look at this news that happened just this morning. Tesla sells $100 million in superchargers to BP. So this is BP. People recognize them. They're more global, London-based, but they're definitely global oil and gas company. So, obviously BP has made an announcement that they have this network called BP Pulse. They know that oil and gas is they can't stay there. They got to start doing superchargers. And so now they're going to be located at Amoco and Thornton branded sites, travel centers of American locations, and their large GigaHub charging sites near airports and major metropolitan areas across the US. So they started rolling out the chargers in 2024 in Houston, Phoenix, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. And the idea is to combine Tesla's ultra-fast chargers with BP's charge management software called Omega for a comprehensive solution for fleet customers. And then this is what the CEO of BP Pulse said, Richard Bartlett: strengthening the BP Pulse network with Tesla's industry-leading hardware is a major step forward in our ambitions for high-speed, open-access charging infrastructure in the U.S. and advances our ambition to deliver an exceptional customer experience. Combined with our vast network of convenience and mobility sites on and off the highway, this collaboration with Tesla will bring fast and reliable charging to EV drivers when and where they need it. So, sounds like a big deal. Larry, what's your thinking?
Well, it's a deal I expected. I didn't know it was going to be BP or XYZ, and I didn't know it was going to be superchargers, but I knew that there's going to be a lot of people beating a path to the Tesla door. Why? Because Tesla has built from the ground up, from the concept up, whether it's a charging network, whether it's an EV car, whether it's full self-driving, they have gone to first principles and built and taken real care to delete all the unnecessary, but make the best product possible. And I've spoken on this channel about, this is the beginning. So if you look at the Tesla supercharger, Tesla told us at the Investor Day that the supercharger that they manufacture is significantly less expensive than the superchargers that are built by all the other competitors. 30 to 70% less cost per post to build a Tesla supercharger network. Here are the numbers. In New York, a Tesla supercharger costs 75% less than the average of the competitors. The average of the competitors. 55% less in California and 35% less in Australia. So get ready for more announcements. This is just the beginning. BP is making the right move. BP is an energy company. They are very experienced in delivering to the customer fuel and energy. And so this is a natural move for them. They're not manufacturers of fuel pumps. They buy fuel pumps. They're not manufacturers of charging stations. They buy charging stations. And it just makes sense to buy the Tesla charging station. Get ready for many more deals, for many other pieces of equipment and many other components manufactured by Tesla, by many other, major companies. And it's going to be a big number. Right now, it's $100 million. It's a tiny percentage of Tesla's business, but it's going to be a very large proportion of Tesla's business coming soon. Make sense?
I love it. Yeah, no. So you and I have done a video. I will pin it to this episode at the end, where you talked about the potential partnerships, and you called this very early on. And I have a feeling you're going to be correct. You talked about the software, the infrastructure, the kind of parts that the cars. So these automakers are about to partner with Tesla, and we know that they already partnered with Tesla for the NACS standard for using the superchargers. This is the first where they're going to actually buy the superchargers and also expand it. And so you're saying this is just the beginning. Thank you for that slide, by the way. Wow. I mean, you did a deep dive on superchargers. You did a whole presentation on that. And so this is going to be a bigger deal than I think most of us are thinking, right? This is tremendous.
By the way, that's not my slide.
Oh, okay.
This is Tesla's slide.
Oh,
they told us at Investor Day, and they detailed the quality, the speed of that they were going to build this out, and exactly what this build was going to bring to the customer. This is just the cost part of it. Now, the delivery part of it is, they have all the smarts built into the supercharger to connect to the app in your hand and in your car. That's going to tell you where to go to get the best experience when you're on a road trip. Well, nobody else does that. So, this is just part of the, first principles thinking that goes into Tesla's components. And this is why when, whether BP or an OEM is searching for a component or a part, Tesla is the logical address. And this is going to be a very significant part of their business. As the world has to make this transition, they're going to discover all the components that they need. And Tesla's kind of thought it through from first principles. Very few others have done this. And so that makes Tesla the natural supplier for so many components and parts. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, so we've heard, again, just let me repeat this. We know that a lot of the automakers have basically had to capitulate and now say, we need to adopt, be able to use our cars to charge at superchargers. Then we started hearing Hilton partnering. Now you've got an oil and gas partnering. Don't you think, right? There's going to be a tsunami of like McDonald's and Target and Walmart and Costco. They're all going to start announcing that they're going to have to partner, or like, is this like doing what these guys do, or do you think they might?
But
be
the first partnership, I think the beginning of this partnership was Hertz.
Right.
When Hertz made that announcement, it made so much sense to me, and I started looking at it, and that's when I began to see that actually, when we think about the sale of a car, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Mm-hmm. There's a huge, iceberg below the surface here. Because, when you think about how Tesla has thought through the first principles from the beginning, how the industry is going to have to be, how the whole transportation industry is going to have to be reshaped. And it's the same with the semi. That's going to happen the same way. The charging, the vehicle itself, and the system around it, the software around it. People don't figure all of this into the whole, equation. So
I was going to ask you this question. Yeah. Larry, because tell me how real this thought is. Some people are saying to me that when you build a supercharger station, then they're going to put solar panels on top of it. But you have to have mega packs there too. Is this going to become a mini utility? Like, could every one of these sites, not just charging your cars, but actually, from the sun and then basically selling it to the city?
There is absolutely no doubt that, there's a new paradigm. There's going to have to be a new paradigm in the distribution of energy in the new world, because first of all, our power lines don't hack it right now. And so we're going to have to rethink a lot about locating, these mini stations, these mini power stations in locations, in multiple locations, and the charging network is definitely one component of that. So, in an urban environment, it's very difficult to put solar panels and mega pack in a dense urban environment. Think about New York City or Chicago, even Los Angeles. But other than these very dense urban environments, which will require different approach, but when you look across the country, the opportunities to use these charging stations or these charging locations to add that level of utility is absolutely on the table. And I'm certain Tesla are calculating that, into their business plans right now.
Thank you. All right, let's show another couple slides here. This is the number of Tesla superchargers globally, and it's actually pretty recent. This is the second quarter of 2023. And I'm sorry.
I want to tell you the rate at which they're being added is going up at a significant rate. I don't know that we see that yet here, but the rate is going to expand quite dramatically because China is coming online. The China charging station factory is coming online. I think they're going to have to expand their current factory into in Europe. And so I think we're going to see a significant upward slope of this curve.
Yeah. So this is quarterly. Every quarter, how many new superchargers they're able to install every quarter globally. Right. And then this is the total. Total now we're at 48,000 at the end of Q2.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see this curve, become more exponential than this gradual increase that we see here. It's going to have to in order to accommodate it. Interestingly, Europe has got a much broader implementation of superchargers, and Tesla is just one component of that. But we're way ahead. Tesla are way ahead in the US, and in China there's a very large number as well. So it's country by country.
All right. Are you going to be able to predict yet another partnership, whether it's regarding superchargers? Venture to make a guess of what's coming next?
I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be. And I think that it's probably going to be another OEM. I think that partnership with another OEM is going to be including the supercharger network. But there's no doubt in my mind that a traditional OEM is going to have to partner, or more traditional OEMs are going to have to partner with Tesla.
Fantastic. Okay, well, Larry, you and I did a deep dive interview with you, and you showed me a lot of graphs and tables, exactly all the different parts in Tesla that could be partnership, and you predicted it early. And slowly, we're going to start seeing this play out as we go. So I'll link that to this video so people can watch that next. Follow Larry at X at Tesla Larry. Thank you.